Welcome to Thursday, April 9th. Today we're going to be reading the chapter entitled In the Field from Tim O'Brien's book, The Things They Carried. This will be our last short story or our last chapter from this book. And in the field, I want you to pay attention to a few items. The first idea that will be covered is the concept of guilt, specifically for Kiowa's death. In this chapter, Kiowa will die, and Jimmy Cross, the lieutenant, will feel guilty that he is responsible for Kiowa's death because he decided to stay the night in a literal shit field, which is referred to multiple times throughout the story. And it's where the nearby village came out to do their business. And so they spent the night there. So Jimmy Cross will feel guilty. Then another character who remains an unnamed young soldier will also feel guilty for for Kiowa's death. And he will feel guilty for it because he shined a flashlight on his girlfriend's picture, in which it illuminated Kiowa's face in the middle of the night. And that resulted in the Viet Cong seeing Kiowa and having a place to shoot. And so the unnamed young soldier also feels responsible for Kiowa's death. Another huge idea in this is the concept of being consumed by Vietnam. In this short story, Kiowa's body, when he dies, will be literally sucked into the muck of this area. And the soldiers on the next day will have to search for it and then also labor to extricate it from the earth. And it's very difficult both to find Kiowa's body and then to remove it from the earth so it can be sent back to his family in the United States. After you read the story, you're going to finish the notes that you have been doing. Make sure you submit those on Google Classroom. Then I want you to start thinking about what are some connections between the chapters. For one example, you could consider the idea of being consumed by Vietnam. In The Sweetheart of the Song Trebong, Marianne Bell is consumed by the country. And in the field, Kiowa's body, upon his death, is also consumed by Vietnam. And so I want you to start thinking about how can these ideas connect, because you're going to be using those connecting ideas and your notes to start working on your paper. Next Tuesday, which is our next day back to school, we will be starting to work on the paper. We will do it part by part, paragraph by paragraph, and we will be writing it all of next week. Please know I will be supporting you and teaching you. I can also conference with you. We can look at your Google Doc together and work on it. So please know that you will be supported. I know many of you have expressed concern that you're not going to do well on this paper because, of course, in our unusual circumstances that we are apart. So just know that I will be supporting you. I will also be allowing revisions on your papers once you turn them in. Once I revise them, you can go and revise them again and get more points. So just know that as well. So also happy Easter weekend to those of you who celebrate. Enjoy your long weekend. You have Friday and Monday off, and we'll see you again on Tuesday. Have a great weekend. I just realized I forgot to read the section that I wanted to. So here we go. You'll see it on the screen that is in front of you. And again, this is looking at Kiowa's death and how the unnamed young soldier feels guilty as a result of his actions. He pictured Kiowa's face. They had been close buddies, the tightest, and he remembered how last night they had huddled together under their ponchos, the rain cold and steady, the water rising to their knees. But how Kiowa had just laughed it off and said they should concentrate on better things. And so for a long while, they talked about their families and hometowns. At one point, the boy remembered he had been showing Kiowa a picture of his girlfriend. He remembered switching on his flashlight, a stupid thing to do, but he did it anyway. And he remembered Kiowa leaning in for a look at the picture. "Hey, she's cute," he had said. And then the field exploded all around them. Like murder, the boy thought. The flashlight made it happen, dumb and dangerous. And as a result, his friend Kiowa was dead. That simple, he thought. He wished there was some other way to look at it, but there wasn't. Very simple and very final. He remembered 2 mortar rounds hitting close by, then a third, even closer, and off to his left he had heard somebody scream. The voice was ragged and clotted up, but he knew instantly that it was Kiowa. And so the unnamed soldier is responsible for Kiowa's death. At least that's what he thinks. So pay attention to how both the unnamed soldier and Jimmy Cross deal with their guilt in very different ways and why they personally feel culpable or guilty for Kiowa's death. Have a great Easter weekend still.